Hi, and welcome to another episode of Starship Gaming. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. Just mash that subscribe button. It really helps out. It helps the channel grow. If we can't get subscribers, we don't really have any motivation to keep making videos. So, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the bell if you want notifications of when we make more awesome videos. Now, let's jump right into a thing. So, you've read the title. Yes, I bought a gaming PC. Big purchase. It's a long story, so I better get started. So, for the past couple days, I've been feeling a little bit under the weather, mostly stomach problems. Don't worry, it's not COVID or anything like that. I know for a fact. But, I was feeling a little bit under the weather for a few days, and as I was laying in bed, I was thinking, you know what? It would be really awesome to get a new gaming PC. And it's been a long time since I've had a PC for gaming purposes. The last one I owned was probably, I know it was a compact. And I did some little bit of modifications to it after I bought it, and essentially turned it into a gaming PC. And that was 2007 when I purchased it. It had Windows Vista on it, and I owned it from 2007 to 2012 before it finally just went kaput. It just finally broke. There was no use repairing it, and so from that day forward, I didn't buy any desktop PCs for myself anymore. Not for my everyday use. I switched to laptops for everyday use. I still own desktops, but they're mostly used for playing games on. Technically not gaming rigs, Windows XP, Windows 98, stuff like that. But, from that day forward, I only owned laptops. Since then, I've owned 3 laptops. So get you up to speed to where we are now over the years. Owned an HP laptop right after that one. Owned a Dell, and then I owned an Asus laptop, which is the one I currently use for my everyday use. And then, bring you up to speed, not feeling good, sitting in bed. And I was thinking, it'd be cool to have a gaming PC. Few weeks back, or I should say about a month back by now, as of this recording, I tried to get an Xbox Series X. Didn't work out. You failed us, GameStop. You didn't have enough pre-orders. So I decided to get out a little bit. I've been cooped up for 3 days. Still not feeling 100% today. Gonna go see a doctor about my stomach problems, see what's going on. I sat around for a few days and I was contemplating about should I really get one. So this past Sunday, as of this recording, or more specifically, October 11th, 2020, I decided to get out of the house for a little bit, get some fresh air, and I decided to travel to, I was curious. I was going to go look at some gaming PCs. My first stop, of course, was Walmart. I was going to see what they had. A lot of people say, I build my own gaming PC. I really don't have the time to build one. I've built them in the past for people, but I just don't really have the time to do that. I'd rather just have one pre-built, and it just saves me time, and trust me, I've built gaming PCs for people, and I've seen some of them run up there quite a bit. I'm not going to lie to you. It's run up there quite a bit. But what I'm going to use it for, I haven't really, I don't really need any high demands from it. of course, I'm going to upgrade it eventually, probably sometime in mid to late 2021, which we'll get to that, you know. But yeah, I was just going around, went to Walmart, looked at the first option. It was $999. Specs weren't too bad. I was like, I need to do a little bit more shopping around. So I went to a local store that they custom build gaming PCs. You can buy them pre-built, like some guy sits down and he'll build them and then put them out for sale. Or you can, you do them like that. So, or you can tell him, this is what I want, well, blah, 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 and he'll build it for you within a week. I was looking at some of them. His pre-built ones were a little expensive. I think with the specs, some of the specs were, they were decent, but I wanted something a little bit more up to date, I guess. Most of the specs are like what you would find on a gaming PC, at least what he had, like circa 2015, 2016. And I was like, I need something, a little bit newer. So I moved on to my next stop, which was Best Buy, which I rarely have been to Best Buy. Like, in my entire life, I've only been in there maybe, I don't know, I think this might have been my third time ever. I just never really ventured into Best Buy. Everything that I ever needed, I could have gotten from either GameStop or Walmart or Sam's Club or Staples. But very rarely did I go to Best Buy. So I walked into Best Buy and, I'm looking around and the guy comes up and he's like, "What are you looking for?" I'm like, "Do you got any gaming PCs?" He's like, "Well, we've sold quite a few." I'm like, "Okay, well, what do you got?" So he took me back to this one. Well, there was two there, actually. There was an Alienware, which was out of my budget, ridiculously expensive. And that's, with an Alienware, you get the desktop, you get the keyboard and mouse, but you don't get a monitor, which, if you buy any new computer, pretty much, they don't come with the monitors anymore. It used to be, in the old days, that you could buy them with or without the monitor. You don't even have the option to get one bundled with the monitor anymore. I mean, that's just a little minute complaint, but So he's like, "We got this one here, and it's an Omen, which is made by HP. And he's like, "Go ahead and try it out there." So I sat there for like 5 minutes and tested out Borderlands 3 on it. And, I was pretty impressed. I'm like, "Yeah, this is pretty good." I'm like, "What's the price?" And he's like, $949. At first, I was like, "Geez, I got the money, but I don't know if I want to spend like close to $1,000. Then on top of that, I'm going to have to buy the monitor to go with it. That's going to be like over another $200. But, I was looking at the specs, which I'll throw up there here in a minute. It met my needs. It definitely met my needs. And I'm like, well, I kind of like the monitor you have on display here. It's an HP monitor, which I'll throw that up here in a minute too. It had like this green underglow. I'm like, "That's pretty cool. How much is it?" And he's like, "The monitor, like $279. I'm like, "Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll buy that too." He's like, "Do you need anything else? Do you need a keyboard, mouse?" I'm like, "Does the keyboard and mouse come with it?" He's like, "Yeah, it's got a keyboard and mouse with it, but it's not optimized for gaming." I'm like, "Okay, well, let me go back there and pick out a keyboard and mouse." So I ended up getting a keyboard and mouse, a gaming one. It cost, I think the keyboard was like $69. The mouse was like $49 or something. He's like, "Do you need anything else?" I'm like, "Well, I need a controller. I already have an Xbox 360 controller that I use on my laptop when I'm playing certain games." So I went ahead and grabbed it's an aftermarket Xbox One controller. It's also compatible with Windows 10, which you can use with a good chunk of games on Windows 10. And I went ahead and picked that up. And he's like, "Are you gonna get anything else?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna buy a $100 Steam card," which I ended up getting. And he's like, do you need any other games, physical copies? I'm like, "Well, I need a DVD, external DVD drive, because this newer desktop doesn't have one." So I ended up buying one of those. The external DVD drive was, I think, $39.99, something like that. And I picked up a copy of Fallout 4 and Diablo 3, which I used to have a copy of Diablo 3. I actually bought it for my PC. It was my laptop I had in college. And I let a friend borrow it, and he never brought it back, and that was like in 2013, so... I eventually got a copy for PS3, but I literally did not play it at all. Like, I think I might have started it up, and I'm like, you know what, this isn't the same experience as on PC. So, yeah, I went ahead and bought all that. Here's the, here's the thing. I haven't gotten the monitor yet, so I have to wait on that. So I literally haven't set this thing up yet. I'm going to work on it. I got a lot of videos planned for October and November and December, so I probably won't get to this, the whole setup and everything of it until probably sometime in November or December. So we'll see where it goes. But the picture you see here, this was at checkout. This is when I was purchasing it. Yeah, they were like, "Yeah, you just bought the very last one." I'm like, "What?" It's like, "Yeah, we literally had like 22 of these when we opened this morning." Don't know if that's true or not, but I thought it was interesting. But apparently, since nobody can get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, everyone is moving to gaming PCs this year, which I find really, really fascinating. That was my logic. I didn't think anybody else had that logic. I more or less is buying a gaming PC. Of course, if you know, I run a business, so I'm going to use it for that, but I'm also going to use it for gaming, for buying newer titles and playing them. I probably will get some other accessories at some point in the near future, probably sometime in early 2021. But I went ahead and purchased this. Got to wait for a monitor. They're shipping it to the store, so it's supposed to arrive this week as of this recording. Super excited about that. Once I get that, I can finally take it out of the box and set it up. And yeah. So let me show you those specs I was talking about. And also in the comments down below, if you're interested in purchasing one of these or purchasing the monitor, I'll leave the link to Best Buy's website where you can order one. Or if you want to check your local Best Buy and see if they have one in stock. So I'll leave that in the comments down below. Or I'm sorry, not in the comments down below. I'll leave that in the description down below. I don't know, I'm not, like I said, I haven't felt good lately. I'm a little off, so, but I'll leave that in the description down below. So this is the HP Omen, the one I bought, the gaming desktop. And here's the specs for it. It's got an AMD Ryzen 5, which isn't, too bad. 8 gigabytes memory. NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1660 Super. I was going to get the one that I had looked at Walmart that was like $50 more, only had a 1650. So this is just, slightly better, a little bit newer. It, for what I am going to do with it, my gaming needs, I don't really need anything that's, all powerful. So this will do for, at least a year or two. Like I said, I plan on upgrading this desktop later in 2021. I plan on keeping it for a couple years at least. So I plan on upgrading it at least through 2025, at least. That's when I plan on getting another one, if not sooner. But I plan on keeping this one well maintained for a couple years, at least for my needs. It's got 1 terabyte hard drive, which, that's pretty good. I'm gonna have an external, probably get like a 4 terabyte external or something. From my experience of how much stuff that I save, I'll definitely need it. And then it's got a 256 gigabyte solid state drive, which, I've dealt with solid state before in the past. I actually built one time for a guy back in 2014 I believe it was a gaming laptop, or not a laptop, I'm sorry, a gaming desktop. And it had 236, I believe. It may have been 256 gigabyte solid state drive, and that's all he had in it. I'm like, and this was when everyone was making the transition to, they were still using like Windows 8, 8.1, and he chose Windows 7, which a lot of people still chose 7 over 8 or 8.1 or even 10 for their gaming rigs as late as 2017, at least, from my experience. In fact, I still know people who just want Windows 7 on their gaming rigs still. Of course, it's out of date. You really shouldn't be using Windows 7 now. If you're online, I recommend using Windows 10, in all honesty. That's just me being completely 100% honest with you. If you want Windows 7 on your gaming rig and you're going to be downloading, or I should say if you're going to be gaming online, just make sure you have some really good antivirus software and anti-malware. And that's one thing that I plan on definitely getting for this PC is the, some really good software, antivirus, anti-malware, because I'm going to be playing gaming online a lot. But this is going to serve my gaming needs, at least for the next couple years. It's not exactly a substitute for the Xbox Series X, but maybe even better, to be honest. I'm definitely not sure about a PlayStation 5. I don't know if I'll get one of those or not. I will eventually, because I collect all of them. That's what real collectors do. Real true gaming collectors, or real true gamers, at least own or try out consoles from every generation. And here's the monitor I picked up, and isn't it just the damnedest thing? They discounted it since I bought mine. I'll talk to them to the store and see if they can give me a discount on it. But, they marked it down from $279 to $224.99. So, that's a pretty good deal. But like I was mentioning, I like that green, like down at the bottom. I just think that's like the coolest looking thing. It looks amazing. And of course it is made by HP. And I was talking to the guy, I'm like, how's the refresh rate on this? And he's like, it's pretty good. I'm like, well, can you tell me how good? And then he went on, I could go into detail about it, all the techno babble, but it's not really it's not really anything to be concerned of. If you want to look into the actual specs of this monitor, go ahead and be my guest. But like I said, for the purpose I need it for, I'm going to be using it at least for the monitor at least for 2 or 3 years before I decide if I'm going to upgrade or stick with what I got. I'll probably stick with what I got, but this is the one I'm currently waiting for. I ordered it from at Best Buy. They're like, well, we're out of stock of these, but I can order you one, and it's going to be delivered to the store. I think they said that it could be as early as Friday of this coming week as of this recording. So waiting on that. Exciting stuff's going to happen. And of course, once I get this whole gaming PC up and running, I'll probably even be doing some live streaming of games, perhaps. We'll just have to wait and see. The links to both the monitor here and the gaming PC, the HP Omen itself, I'm going to leave links to those in the description down below if you want to check those out, or if you want to check out some of the other products that Best Buy currently has in gaming PCs and gaming PC accessories, monitors, etc. But honestly, out of all the stores where I've seen gaming PCs, and this is in all honesty, it may be different where you live at, but from my experience, the Best Buy stores have always been probably the best option for gaming PCs. Like I said, I haven't been to Best Buy very often, but when I have, they seem to be the best option if you're buying a gaming PC, as opposed to buying one at Walmart. Like I said, if I would have went with the $999 one from Walmart, I would have been really selling myself short of what I wanted, what I needed it for. So yeah, I'm down in the comments. I'll leave a link to those two, the monitor and the desktop, if you want to check it out and see if that's something you'd be interested in also buying at some point. But I hope to have some videos in the near future. I'm eventually planning on having, showing you a video. Might do an unboxing. I don't know. If I do, the unboxing video probably won't be until, like I said, November or December. I'll go ahead and, probably film it and then wait until then. But I think there's going to be some good things that I can do with this. I'm very excited. I can definitely do more. I can definitely step up my editing game. Get some good editing software. I currently do all of my videos using cell phone apps. It's just the easiest way for me to do it. Like I said, these videos that I do them for pure enjoyment. I don't do them for any kind of monetization whatsoever. They're just done out of pure boredom. I don't have to do them, but I do them for you, the fans. I do them so you have some information, some insight of what another gamer thinks. And I really just do it for you all. And that's why subscriptions are very important. If you subscribe to my channel, I'm always going to have just like interesting content. I'm always going to, or at least try to. It's not always going to interest you every single time, but it will interest you at some point. I promise. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell if you want notifications of when we make more awesome videos. And of course, like I said, check out the description down below. I'll have the links to the HP Omen gaming desktop and that monitor if you want to check both of those out, or if you want to see if Best Buy has anything else that might interest you. I definitely recommend, if you're going to pick up a gaming PC that's pre-built, now is definitely the time. I'm not gonna lie, like right now, the next month is the best time to buy, because it's gonna be tough after October to get your hands on one. And like I said, the main reason why is that not very many people are going to be able to get their hands on a Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5 this year. So they're going to be moving on to other options. Gaming PCs are going to be the hot item this year, along with the PS5 and the Xbox Series X/S. So definitely take that as a word of advice. So until next time, I will see ya.